Hey guys, Rob from Expedition Team Overland here on the Outer Banks. I am out here for a bunch of nights for doing some camping, and started up in Hatteras, up at Kill Devil Hills and Nag's Head. That's where I spent the night last night, and now I'm working my way down. I got a 5:30 ferry out of Ocracoke. So today is pretty much just highway. We're not going to be doing any off-roading, but we're going to try to start seeing some sights. So morning we started off at First Flight. So it means a lot to me. I flew in there with one of my buddies back in 2005, I believe it was. We rented an airplane and flew in there, so that was pretty cool. So it's my second time there. Hope to bring my wife and daughter down there to let her see what it all is, because there's a lot of history there with my passion and career of aviation. So then continued down the road, and now I'm here at the Chicagocomico life-saving station. Really cool historic life-saving station that they have redone the inside and with artifacts and whatnot. So don't get to spend a lot of time today on these things, because I got to get two ferries that I got to get the ferry to Ocracoke for. There's one ferry I take from Hatteras to Ocracoke, so I got to get on that one before I get to. So I might be able to spend a little bit more time on the island of Ocracoke. I'm gonna definitely be coming back here with the family. Not really like an overlanding trip. We're gonna rent a house and spend some time up at the Hatteras, in between Hatteras, Nag's Head, and Kitty Hawk. So, but let's get going. This is gonna be a really fun trip. A lot of real primitive camping and overlanding there on at Cape Lookout. Let's get going. Alright, so we're here now at another life-saving station, Little Kinnikeet life-saving station. These life-saving stations were located all throughout the Outer Banks here. Back in the 1800s and early 1900s, it was a very prestigious job for these people. A very hard job. A lot of people died, but it had good pay, benefits, and most importantly, a pension, so you could retire. And it brought life to this area, because this is where the jobs were, and so they had families and whatnot, and these villages all popped up throughout the Outer Banks. So they would live here on the sound side of the Outer Banks, better fishing with the crabs and all the other fish that are in the sound, as the ocean side is very dangerous with rough water, and you really can't get into it except to save lives for the boats that sunk off the coast. So there's a bunch of these out throughout the station, throughout the Outer Banks. We're going to try to see as many as we can, but this is Little Kinnikeet. So next stop is Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. It was also a life-saving station, but it was a very famous lighthouse. That's our next stop. Let's go. Alright, so here we are at Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. As you can see, fortunately, but unfortunately for this time, it's under construction and restoration. So when we come back, hopefully in a couple years, we'll be able to go up to the top of it as you're used to able to go. It's a pretty hefty walk all the way up there, but it's really great views. So in 1999, the whole lighthouse was moved. They created this 60-foot wide causeway to move the lighthouse, so safe from erosion. So we're going to head down to where they originally had it and go check that out now. So it's a really cool thing. They also have a really good museum in there about the lighthouse, and also about the graveyard of the North Atlantic. So right off of the Outer Banks here is historically known as the graveyard of the North Atlantic. There were a bunch of hundreds of thousands of sunken ships, everything from storms to the U-boats of World War I and World War II. So a lot of shipping to go to England would come off the East Coast out of Florida and Georgia and South Carolina, and they'd rally up here off of Hatteras, and the U-boats would sit here like shooting fish in the barrel, and they sunk a bunch of them. There are a couple U-boats sunk off here that you can scuba dive, that people go down to, depending on the currents and sand bottom, how much of the boat you can see. Changes day from day, year from year. So, alright, well, we're going to go check out the original location of the lighthouse. Alright, so somewhere right up on this dune is where the original lighthouse was located. You can't walk up on the dunes for natural reasons, obvious reasons, with erosion and whatnot. So they took a blade, diamond tipped cable, and sawed the bottom of this lighthouse out, put it up on rollers, and rolled it all the way to its current location there under the scaffolding. It was a pretty big endeavor to do in 1999, but they got it done, and now it's safe. As you can see, it probably would have fallen into the ocean by now with the erosion and natural and just with the natural elements here. So alright, so now we're gonna finish up and get on the ferry to Ocracoke. So we're here at the Hatteras Ocracoke Inlet Terminal. It's a little bit of a bigger line than I was anticipating. So I talked to all these cars are pretty much ahead of me. Way back there. So we're gonna the guys said that they'll make sure I get on the ferry that makes me get my 515 connection to Davis. So it's a pretty cool operation. This is a free ferry. This is one of the free ferries here in North Carolina. There, we got I think they said they have 5 boats running. One just left. The middle one just came in, and this one here on the right just went back into service. So they're loading up 2 ferries right now. So hopefully I'll probably get on the 3rd ferry. Got nice little bathrooms over there in the company and the North Carolina Ferry Systems building. That's where all their offices are. And over on this side you have it's a working marina, but they have some shops for so you got to get your t-shirts and some food. So, but really cool system that they got going on here to help everyone out. This is technically the ferries are part of North Carolina State Road 12. So we're technically on the state road on the ferry. Alright, so we made it on the boat. Number 2 on the boat, right here, right in line. This is fantastic, get some great views. So, be able to make that other ferry out of Ocracoke at 5:30. So it's going to work out pretty well. I was getting a little nervous there, but this is pretty cool. You have to stay in your car until the boat starts moving, then we can get out and get around. So let's get to Ocracoke. Coming down here on North Carolina 12, this road is absolutely beautiful. Coming through some forest areas here, then there was and sand dunes with the ocean right there. A bunch of coming up on the Ocracoke campground, but this is an absolutely beautiful road. You do have to watch your speed. I will say you do need to watch your speed because they will give you a ticket. This is a target-rich environment for speeders, and they know it. So watch your speed when you drive this road, but this is a really awesome drive. So here we are in one of the more open areas with the forest on either side. But, all right, let's head our way down to the village of Ocracoke. All right, so we are here at Ocracoke Airport. Just wanted to stop and check it out real quickly. Helipad probably for medevacs, for medical evacuations, and the Coast Guard, and here's the apron. Obviously, there's no facilities here or anything for the pilots, fuel and whatnot. But really cool island airport. Maybe someday I'll fly in here. All right, so let's head back. Let's keep going on to Ocracoke Village. What a cool little village this is. Got this little harbor here. This is a cool little village. This is what's so cool about the Outer Banks and small town America, is how you got these little villages. You know, it's all tourism, but still, there's no Marriotts or Hiltons. Just all little independent little shops. So, really cool. Little motels like this right here on the main road. Everyone's driving golf carts, riding their bikes. This is what Ocracoke's all about. All right, here we have a historical marker. Lieutenant Robert Maynard of the Royal Navy, sent by Governor Spotswood of Virginia in the sloop Ranger, killed the pirate Blackbeard off this shore in 1718. So here is just some of the history here on Ocracoke that they have here. Pirate history, Civil War history, all the way back to pirates. Here's another one of the USRS Mercury, U.S. Reserve cutter. In the War of 1812, patrolled Ocracoke Inlet, escaped British ships offshore in 1813 to deliver warning of threat to New Bern. A lot of history here in the Outer Banks. Really cool. Pirate history. The pirate history is what most interests me, but this is always fun. All right, so boarding the next ferry from Ocracoke to Cedar Island.
Is strictly prohibited. Pets are only allowed on the vehicle deck and are free to move around only on a leash. If you wish to feed the seagulls, please do so only on the rear of the vehicle deck. And if you have small children...
Alright, so we're an hour into the ferry. I'm just looking at Guy here. It looks like we're about maybe halfway. Making good progress. This ferry is significantly bigger. It's we're doing 13 miles an hour, where the other one was doing about 9, and so this one's not nearly as full. There's still a lot of space on it, but it's pretty cool. Up in definitely a different experience. It's a lot more fun. So tonight I'm going to be camping at the ferry dock for Cape Lookout. So they allow camping there. There's really no other places on Cedar Island in on Davis to do any other camping. So tonight, that's what I'm doing. Probably gonna cook one of my big meals. I just had a quick sandwich for lunch today because it was kind of a rush to get these ferries. Kind of like I said before, I almost got stuck there in Hatteras because I didn't look at the schedules and realized how busy they were. It took me 3 ferries. I got on the 3rd or the 4th one. So, but I made it all. It was great. Timing, everything worked out really good. Got to explore Ocracoke, as you guys saw. But so far, day 1 of this trip has been really, really fun. So off to camp. Good morning from Davis, North Carolina. I'm here getting ready to get on the ferry. So we camped here last night. Got here a little late, just before, right as the sun was going down. So I just wanted to get camp made, got dinner made, did my standard stir fry and broccoli, which was fantastic. Changed up my setup for the cleaning, and I got a little table, so it worked out really well. Got some pictures of that. I'll put that up right now. But anyway, here they are, moving the. Getting ready for the morning first 2 runs. Out there on the horizon, there's Cape Lookout. Almost forgot last night to download all the maps from from Gaia, so got them all downloaded. We are good to go. All right, so let's get on the ferry. Alright, so we're on the ferry. There's 6 cars here. We are tightly squeezed. It is a tight fit, but it's all working out. They know what they're doing. They've been doing this for years, so I'm not sure how long the ferry is so far. We've only gone a mile, but I don't think it's that far. But I think it's about an hour, maybe 45-minute ride, I think. But we're really excited to get out on the island, so let's get going. Made it to the Lighthouse. This here is the assistant lightkeeper's house. His house was literally right next to the lighthouse. For obvious reasons, their responsibilities were just to make sure the lighthouse was lit. So 2 families would live here. I'm not sure how long their duty period was, but so 2 families would live here and take shifts and whatnot to make sure that the lighthouse was always lit. And all the lighthouses here on the Outer Banks all have different colors and different shapes on them, and the colors mean what direction you're going. So if you saw white, meant you're going west, and black meant you're going east. For daylight navigation, and all, like I said, they were all different colors, so they knew where they were in relation for navigation reasons during the day. At night, you just I think the light flashes were different. So that building there, that is your summer food storage. Can't go up to it. There are pictures of what you would see from each direction. Put those in the video, but this is really cool. I was hoping to get the Jeep a little bit closer here, get the Jeep picture, but it's you can't drive back here. There is a store here, right where the ferry, passenger ferry comes off of, so I'm able to get my stamp and a sticker here for my passports for the Jeep and myself. But got more exploring to do. Alright, so when we were at the lighthouse, we had the assistant lighthouse keeper's residence, and this was the lighthouse keeper, the main one. This was his residence, their residence, and in 1960 it was sold as surplus by the Coast Guard, and it was moved. As you can see, the lighthouse is way over there, right about there, I think, is the lighthouse. They moved it all the way here. Pretty, I can't believe they did that. But absolutely beautiful building here with nice little wraparound front porch. Some great views of the sound. Looks like a little bit of a protected bay down there, the beach. This is the beginning of Coast Guard Village when you come off of the main road. So now we're at the historic village, which was the old Coast Guard station. This is just one of the old buildings here. I'm not really sure how many structures there are. We're going to try to see as many of them as we can. Alright, so now here is an old life-saving station that was moved in the early 1900s, and then between World War I and through World War II, it was a radio barracks and radio station for the Navy to track, to monitor radio communications. It has been dilapidated. You can see it falling apart, unfortunately. It looks like there's still some stuff up on the second floor, like cots and whatnot. You can see through the windows. There, got timbers here holding up that porch up there. But so this is all part of the Coast Guard Village. All right, so right down the road was the life-saving station. This is the old boathouse for the life-saving station. It was moved a quarter mile from its previous location to this location when the Coast Guard life-saving service sold it as surplus, and it was transitioned to a residence. So you can definitely tell it's been upkept with a new roof. I think those are the original doors, or where the original doors would have been. We got another structure right over here. There's no marking here for what this structure was. But all part of Coast Guard Village. Alright, so this is the Coast Guard station. It was active up until 1983. And there are more buildings here at one point, but they've been moved. There was a big watchtower building that has been moved. It's actually pretty amazing if you think of it, that they actually move out here on this island. They moved these buildings, bringing the trucks and machinery and all that stuff out here instead of just building a new one. But pretty amazing. Now, during also between World War I and World War II, the Navy was also stationed here as a radio navigation station, the building says. I'll go over here. I can see some of the antenna mounts. You can see here that they had ladders up to go up to the second floor, so if there was a fire, people from the second floor can egress out. Oh, here's some coax cable. Probably went to some form of radio antennas over there. I see some old foundations maybe. There's another radio antenna they probably had. Then they can drop it to change it out. Probably some type of whalebone or something big. Or maybe a horse. Of course, the parked out here on this apron. I wonder if I can bring this garage back to my house. See if they move these buildings. Let's just fill out a trailer and tow it back to Ohio. Alright, so we are walking to what is called the Coca-Cola house. The volunteer in the gift shop. Great guy. He has some great stories, but he said for me to walk down here to check out the Coca-Cola house. So that's where we're going. It's on a do not drive road, so I parked a Jeep right there and hiking in. So let's go check out the Coca-Cola house. Alright, well, we made it to the Coca-Cola house. I assume it's Coca-Cola because it's red. Cool little abandoned structure. Looks like they mow the grass around it. Really cool. Glad I came down here too. So, me and this channel love abandoned structures with the abandoned Pennsylvania Turnpike and all the other stuff that I like looking up and researching. Just love the history of this. This whole island's got a ton of history, which is really cool. Alright, we're here at the point. Didn't go all the way down. There's a lot of families down there and people fishing, but this is what it's all about. Alright, so we're here at camp. Got my hot tap set up. I'm gonna try to take a shower for the first time. It's a little bit of a hodgepodge right now. The hoses are really long. And I wish that they were different colors. I wish one was red and one was blue. Makes it a little bit easier. But right now the propane setup is I got to bring the tank off over here. I tried to figure out how to do a quick disconnect with this to run it into the plumbing for the heater, but I just couldn't figure out. So the guys over at Asheville Vehicle Outfitters, they're working on some type of harness that I'm gonna have to take this cabinet out to replumb the stuff. So I think that's gonna be like a winter project, or if I have time in August, I'll get to it. But this is how it's all set up. I got some. I don't have really good sand stakes. I thought they were gonna be good ones. They're like screw type. But I just used my little baby sledgehammer and pounded them in, threw some sand on top of it, and it's working out pretty well. So I got the whole kit and caboodle. So this is camp. Working on we'll be working on dinner in a little bit. So it was nice today. Just sat up in the top of the camper. Watched a movie, relaxed. It's nice to get some airflow. Got the windows completely open, get full airflow into that there. So. Good morning from camp. It was a great night. Last night I got a great sleep. Woke up once. I was able to fall back asleep, thank goodness. But man, it's so nice to fall asleep with the waves crashing and whatnot. Sorry I didn't get so much video of dinner and camp last night. When I got started making tacos, things started happening a little fast. That the meat cooks fast. You got to get everything on so it doesn't burn. So I just made tacos last night with chips, and then I went for a nice walk all the way down to the end where the point is. There was a big encampment of a bunch of other vehicles. There's another Alu-Cab guy. I was talking to him for a while. Great group of guys from Georgia. So then just came back here and hung out. I lit the lava box, but like everyone says, the sand flies and gnats were just getting bad. All evening last night while I was cooking, I had one or two flies. Were just loving my ankles. So tonight I'm going to be wearing some pants at camp just to help with that. But then when I was just sitting out here with the lava box, it just got way out of control with the gnats. So just call it an early night. Just watch some movies on my iPhone and just call it a night. So got camp all camped up. Just got to drop the camper now and gonna explore a little bit more. I'm gonna camp tonight closer to the ferry dock. I have to be there at 9. Might see if there's an earlier one I can get on just to get an earlier start. But so far this is fantastic. Cannot wait to come back. So the beach has deserted out a bit. People probably getting on those early ferries. This whole beach was full of people. I only see 2 people here. A bunch of fires last night, and I think there's still 1 person way down there on the horizon. So, all right, let's get going for the day. Alright guys, man, this was a fantastic trip here on Cape Lookout. I am taking an earlier ferry. I got work on Sunday. I was just getting a little bit nervous with, in case the ferry breaks or the weather gets bad, or weather gets windy, whatever. But they were able to get me on an earlier ferry, so I'm going to explore some stuff between here and Charlotte. But what a fantastic trip. This has just been absolutely beautiful. Absolutely so much fun to drive on the sand, get out, do some actual primitive camping. So this was definitely a place to come back to. I highly recommend it. So anyway, this is the conclusion of a great trip. Can't wait for next year.